Much talk had been about whether Robbie Fowler would be joining the Chelsea lineup. After all, the club confessed a long-standing interest in the Liverpool player. But even though it's Christmas, Fowler's a presence not all the fans seem to want. Even with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank still a spectator, serving out the last game of his suspension.
I don't want Robbie Fowler because I think he's rubbish.
Yeah, he's a good player, so I'd like to see him come here, yeah.
Not particularly, and I don't know if he as a person would fit in very well. But as long as he doesn't argue with Graham, so yeah, he might be all right.
But it was a young player emerging through Chelsea's ranks that caught the eye. Sam Dalabona's precise through ball put Ido Goodjohnson past Bradford's offside trap. And though he failed twice to beat Gary Walsh, Gus Poyet tidied things up emphatically. 1-0 to Chelsea after 20 minutes. Gianfranco Zola might have made it 2 after 38 minutes, but was reduced to appealing vainly for a corner. In the second half, a rare, fluent move involving Leboeuf, Wise and Poyet ended with Goodjohnson smacking his shot against the bar. Moments later, Leboeuf came off, full of Christmas spirit, as he gestured at Bradford supporters who'd been barracking him after a clash with McCall. Then Dallabona picked up Goodjohnson's clever little pass in midfield and produced a lovely individual cameo of a goal. Brought into the Chelsea youth system from Italy by Luca Vialli, Dallabona very much looked the part as Claudio Ranieri's future.
Yeah, we had a bad period in the beginning of the season. Now we start with a new manager. We start doing different things. He tried to do us, gave us different ideas of football. I think we can change the season if we win in these 3-4 games consecutive. We can still do well, a good season.
After that, Zola missed another golden chance. And maybe Santa should bring him a new pair of shooting boots, because with Bradford tiring in the dying seconds, Goodjohnson scored his third in 3 games since Hasselbank's suspension. And he wants to partner the Dutchman up front.
I would hope we can play alongside each other, not as much competing. You know, we're teammates. If I get the goals, I'm very happy. If he does, I'm happy as well, because it benefits the team. And as I said, I would like to play alongside him instead of competing with him.
Bradford had battled bravely throughout, and Dean Windass had a header kicked off the line when Chelsea were 2 up. But manager Jim Jeffries said the real gulf was one of class.
You've got to improve the quality a wee bit better. You've got to do the right things. You've got to pass it better. We're starting to press the ball now, and you know, we're doing that better, but we're giving it away too easily.
Claudio Ranieri didn't speak afterwards, and one explanation was that he didn't want to because his team had won. Work that one out if you can. But the class shown by Chelsea's young brigade, particularly this 19-year-old celebrating his mum's birthday the best way he knew how, promises very well indeed.
Chelsea get revenge and show the...
Spurs bring it forward with King. Anderton, Clements, back took the ball into his stride, it's a promising cross, and Carr's header bundled away by Colin Cooper. Easily the best move of the game so far. Here's Rebrov, and Sherwood arriving, good save by Schwarzer. Skill by King, coming from Carr, cross from Rebrov, and the finish is offside, and Armstrong doesn't score with his first touch. Rebrov with the cross, it was as the ball came back in that Armstrong was judged to be too far forward. Vickers, difficult one for Schwarzer, and he made it look difficult. Rebrov! Inch, now Alan Boxic. Carr Trying to run round the ball, and now we're trying to run at Keith O'Neill. And Schwartz has failed it. The offside flag is up against Armstrong again. And once more it doesn't count. The referee's assistant has extended his flag. And this one is a contentious decision. It's not against Armstrong. It looks as though it's against Clements. And that really is a contentious moment. Now Ledley King. And the flag stays down. Clements. That typifies what's been going on in front of goal all afternoon.
We've got a point today, and you know, they've got a terrific home record. Tottenham, I think they've won 7 and drawn 2 and lost none in the league. So you've got to respect that. But I thought we gave them a few problems as well at times, and we're pleased with the draw.
Yeah, unfortunately, the referee wasn't at his best today. I don't want to say too much more, but he doesn't score goals for us. But looking at the video of the 2 disallowed goals, I didn't see a problem with him at all.
With either of them?
With either of them, yeah. When the ball was actually crossed in, I didn't see a problem with him. He may have looked offside when he put the ball in, but the offside decision takes place when the ball is struck.
Derby's 4th win in 6 matches continued the Rams' revival and took them 3 points above the bottom 3. Maybe there are brighter times ahead for Derby next year. Malcolm Christie had Derby's best early chance. He's already recorded 8 goals this season, while Alan Shearer's header wasn't far off for Newcastle. It's no secret that with Carl Court a long-term casualty and Shearer playing despite tendinitis, Newcastle's attack is severely weakened. But Derby went in front thanks to persistence from Carbonari and Burley. Newcastle's clearance dropped kindly for the Argentinian, who hammered in his first at Pride Park for 20 months. Derby picking up where they left off against Coventry last week. Carbonari's emphatic finish gave home supporters a real lift. Newcastle won the reverse fixture 3-2 in August, but the Toon Army's been finding consistency hard to come by of late. In the last month alone, they've beaten Liverpool and Bradford, but lost 5-0 to Arsenal and been dumped from the Worthington Cup by Birmingham. Maybe they need a slice of luck, which they didn't get when Shearer's shot was cleared off the line by Rory Delap. Derby kept their 3rd clean sheet in 4 and confirmed the victory when Dion Burton stole in for his first league goal since the opening day of the season. With back-to-back home wins over Coventry and now Newcastle, it could be a crucial week for Derby. Fellow strugglers Manchester City and Southampton to come. Newcastle can look forward to Leeds and Manchester United.
We've now got Man City, Southampton and Everton, the 3 teams directly above us in the next 3 games. So, you know, if we focus right, we look after ourselves right, we've got a great opportunity to climb even further.
With Court not being available, we're just relying on Alan up front, you know. As long as we get him up front, we can shuffle people around him. But, you know, when he's not at his best and he has this injury, it's just a major concern to us. So we're going through, I repeat, a very difficult period. It might get worse before it gets better, to be honest.
Charlton face away games at West Ham and Manchester City over Christmas, so after a run of just 1 point from a possible 12, they really needed a victory at the Valley against Everton. Jonathan Johansson almost opened the scoring early on, but on 9 minutes, Matthias Svensson succeeded. He got his head to a Klaus Jensen corner for his 2nd goal of the season. Everton were able to bring on Duncan Ferguson for his first appearance since scoring twice against Charlton at Goodison back in August, and he caused his usual chaos. Johansson was then foiled by an offside flag. How Alan Kirbishley's team could have done with the cushion of a 2nd goal, as first Israeli Idan Tal, another substitute, hit the post, before a Ferguson knockdown provided David Weir with a good chance to net just Everton's 2nd goal in 4 games, but it wasn't to be, and Charlton took the points.
It was a magnificent first half, and you know, they've done great second half, but they became a little bit anxious, and I think it's because of the pressure on maintaining your status, and you know, everyone knows how important it is this year, and you know, we're battling away, and at the halfway mark, we're quite pleased with our points total, but we need a few more.
Charlton were better side the first half, especially first 25 minutes of the game, where you know,
had one or two opportunities and looked the more likely team to take the lead, and they did so. Disappointingly from our own point of view, from a set piece, which I think we always think can be defended better. So after half-time, I felt that the roles reversed and we had almost entirely the whole of the second half. Again, one or two opportunities, and feel a little bit aggrieved that we didn't come away with more than we did do.
Derby and Charlton get 3 precious points, while at White Hart Lane, the Venables magic works again as Borough draw. Well, if you like highlights, this is the place to